guys, and welcome to Evaluating Expressions Using Order of Operations. The first thing to say here real quick is to make sure that it's clear that we don't just use order of operations with these kinds of problems. We actually would use them with any math problem ever, because we always want to make sure that no matter who does the problem, that we always get the same answer, right? So not just these problems, these are for practice, but for any math problem we have. So the order of operations, you do parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, and some people remember that using Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally or PEMDAS. So here we're going to start by writing that at the top of our page, because one of the things that does is it gives us a list of steps to follow, and we can just make sure then that we are not accidentally skipping anything. The one thing about this is that you have to be sure to know that these multiplication and division are actually the same thing. So they actually happen at the same time, just going from left to right. So if you divide before you multiply in a problem, that's fine. You want to make sure you do that. It doesn't have to be multiplication before division. Same thing with addition and subtraction. Sometimes you're going to add before you subtract, sometimes you're going to subtract before you add. So let's go ahead and get started here. Our first problem, we want to look here. Do we have parentheses? No. Exponents? Again, no. But we do have both multiplication and division, so we're going to do those at the same time. I like to draw these little combining arrows just to show what I'm combining and help me keep myself on track. So 7 times 7 is going to give us 49. 6 divided by 2 is going to give us 3. Now make sure that you bring the rest of the problem down, because if you just do these kind of one calculation at a time, it's really easy to accidentally lose things, and then your answer is going to end up being wrong just because of a careless mistake, and that's never a good reason to get something wrong. Alright, so now we have addition comes before subtraction because we're going from left to right, not because it's before subtraction in PEMDAS. So we're going to do 49 plus 15, which is going to give us 64, and bring down our minus 3. And then all we have left here is just subtraction. 64 minus 3 is going to give us 61. And that's our final answer here. Let's go on to number 2. So here, as we still don't have any parentheses, but now we do have exponents. So let's go ahead and look at that. That means we're going to evaluate this exponent first and make sure you don't accidentally multiply first. That exponent has to come first, and that's going to turn that 4 squared into a 16. Again, remember to bring down the rest of your problem. That times 5 out front and the minus 5 out back. Now we've got multiplication and subtraction, and multiplication comes first. So we do 5 times 16, which is going to give us 80, and bring down the rest of our problem, that minus 5. So we get 80 minus 5, which gives us our final answer of 75. Alright, so now in this last problem, we actually do have all of these operations, so we're going to start out with our parentheses. We're going to come over here, we're going to combine what's inside the parentheses, that's 3 plus 4, which gives us 7, and we're going to go ahead and for right now, we're going to keep that inside parentheses, because there's just kind of a lot going on with that at the moment. Everything else comes down. This little 2 up here, the exponent 2 comes down, the 2 out front that's multiplied comes down, and make sure you do not forget that plus 8 out front as well. Now we look at our next step. So our next step, we've done parentheses. Now we're going to do exponents, which means we're going to do 7 squared. Remember, don't do this multiplication first. You have to do the exponents first. So we're going to do our 7 squared, and that's going to give us 49, which again, we're going to keep inside those parentheses since we've got this 2 out front, and bring down everything else. So we have that 2 times 2, and then the plus 8 out there as well. Now finally, we're going to have addition and multiplication. Multiplication comes first, so we're going to do 2 times 49, which is going to give us 98. Alright, so now we have only one more step to do. Once we bring down our plus 8, we've got 8 plus 98, which is going to give us a final answer of 106. And that's how we do order of operations problems.